Hey everybody. Uh, Today is another slow news day for you, so I don't have too much to talk about. Big thing, there were some decent American economic numbers. The big one is that bank loan officers are feeling more comfortable lending, which is a sign that there's going to be more money flowing through the economy and that retail spending is going to go up in the future. Now, retail spending is about 70% of the American economy, so that getting better, while it feels like a small part, like just one sector, it's actually by far the biggest sector. So that's good news. It also contrasts a little bit with some just a report that I read today that's not really news, but about how Chinese real estate has really been responsible for almost all of the growth in Chinese investment. It's roughly like 13% of GDP over the last 10, 15 years, which is pretty much the whole growth of investment. And the Chinese real estate market is falling apart basically because they built enough houses and now they don't need more houses. Now, in China in particular, and I imagine it's the same in the rest of the world, real estate is responsible for 50% of steel consumption and is heavily correlated with auto purchases and manufacturing. So the fact that real estate is going to go down, it just hints that the commodity problems we're having, the manufacturing problems we're having, it's amazing. Like you go through the news, and all over the place you see due to the slowdown in China, due to the slowdown in China. It's all over the place, and it doesn't look like it's going to get better anytime soon. So mixed news on the economic front. Politically, the GOP debate, the first GOP debate, the cast was announced today. Donald Trump leading the pack still. Rick Perry just barely cut out. Chris Christie and John Kasich also just barely making the cut for the debate. And then, in more news to me, but not really news in the objective sense, this long article on the Intercept, Glenn Greenwald's site that has been posting a lot of the Edward Snowden links, talks about this program called ECHELON. It's the top story on my Power section today. You should check it out. Basically, it's a global automated mass surveillance program that was reading all satellite communications in 1970. In other words, they've been at this for 45 years now, and that is just horribly depressing and scary to me. In Mexico City recently, over the weekend, a journalist was killed, which is not that new. He was from the region of Veracruz, where 13 journalists have been killed in the last 4 years. The thing that's scary about this one is he fled to Mexico City, and no journalist has been killed in Mexico City yet. It's been a safe haven they can go to when they're afraid of what's happening where they're from, where they're reporting on the corruption. He was killed in an apartment belonging to a woman. He was killed along with 4 other women. All 5 of them had been beaten, tortured, and shot in the head. It is a very clear sign you are safe nowhere to Mexican journalists. This in particular journalist, he had close ties to the student movement that is protesting to try to find the 43 students who disappeared last September. So, shit's bad down there, yo. However, in inspiring news, Lexus has announced that it's going to start making a hoverboard, an actual legit hoverboard, and Epson is making a printer with refillable ink cartridges. So, in the tech world at least, things are awesome. Basically, I'm just a little more comfortable with all the shit that's happening, so I'm bumping us up to a 76 for today. It's a small move, but it's in the positive direction. So, feel good about that, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow.